Hello, good evening all. Sorry for the delay. There was some technical glitches. That's why it got a delayed. Okay, welcoming you all to the event. We are happy to have you here. Welcome to the IPM Day event and today's discussion on redefining project leadership in the AI era. Okay, let me introduce myself. Myself, Prasin. I'm currently working as project manager in Cognizant. It's a privilege to be a moderator to this today's discussion. I am a project management professional with 20 years of experience in various industries like IT enabled services, banking, finance, life science, and manufacturing. Okay, let me welcome Shine from PMI. Shine Sahadevan is part of PMI South Indian team based out of Mumbai, currently working as a partner success manager. He is responsible for managing corporate relations for PMI and supporting organization in the efforts to build business capabilities. Let me welcome Shine.
Thank you, Prasin. Uh, Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It is a great pleasure to represent PMI. We believe in the power of community. Through our PMI South Asia Champions Program, we celebrate and enable passionate advocates who champion project management excellence within their organizations and communities, driving conversations like the one we are having today. In this new era where technology is reshaping leadership, PMI continues to focus on building future leader skills, combining human insights with digital fluency to help leaders redefine what successful project delivery means. As an enterprise partner for today's International Project Management Day, PMI South Asia is proud to stand with volunteer leaders from organizations who are driving transformation in how projects and leaders evolve in the age of AI. So I'm very thrilled to be part of this conversation and would like to welcome all our panelists. Thank you so much, Prasin. Over to you.
Thank you, Shine. So let's come back to the today's discussion on redefining project leadership in the AI era. Okay, let me briefly introduce about our esteemed panelists. Tao Chon Liu, Kapil Gupta, Chetan Mathur, and Anis Hydari. Okay, let me tell something about Tao. Tao is a Tao is currently from Taiwan, settled down in Taiwan now, and he's a PMI Global Summit speaker in 2024 and PMI APAI ambassador. He is leading an expert in AI and Agile with over 7 years of AI and Agile experience. He is holding PMP, AHPP, and DASSM credentials. He has also conducted 60 plus Gen AI workshops, delivered 60 international speaking or engagements, and all. He is currently collaborated with multiple organizations. Okay, welcome Tao.
Oh, hello everyone.
Okay, thank you, Tao. Let me welcome Kapil Gupta. Kapil works as technical program manager, cloud architect, business consultant for UST at Bangalore. He is highly experienced IT professional with over 30 years of IT industry experience. His career spans various technical roles and including extensive experience in stakeholder engagement, program management, and business transformation. He also have PMP, PGMP, ACP certification, as well as expertise in cloud computing, security, network, and infrastructure solution. Also, welcome Kapil to the board.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, let me introduce Chetan Mathur. Chetan is a seasoned delivery professional with vast proven expertise in PMO, transformation lead, and being agile coach, holding Safe 6 SPC and PMP certifications. Chetan holds overall 29 years of experience working in domain of PMO, delivery, and performance management. Currently, he is working at Nokia as a part of cloud and network services business unit. Let me welcome Chetan.
Thank you, Prasen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session.
Thank you, Chetan. Again, I'm going to welcome Anis Haiderai. Hi, Anis. Anis works as a AVP and Head of Operation Excellence in GWFM and Data Privacy at Saskin. He is having overall 27 years of experience in IT industry across various leadership roles. He is an experienced business leader engaging with leadership to identify critical business problems affecting their services and enable them to define a strategy. Okay, welcome, Anis. Hello.
You, Prasin.
Hi.
Really appreciate you introducing me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for being the panelist. So we have already got a brief idea about our today panelist. As time is running out, we can start the discussion now. Okay. My first question is to all the four panelists. Okay. The question is, how do you see AI reshaping the core competency of a modern project leader? Tao, now you can talk on something about this thing.
Yeah, so thanks. These very good questions, and if you have been following me or listen to my sessions, you probably get ideas. I will going to talk about that AI is going to be not to me. AI is not a tool. AI is a stakeholders. So this is important to know because when we talk about the tools and stakeholder, we have the different definitions. So when we talk about, so why just briefly saying why I talk about why I mention AI is a stakeholders. When we talk about tools, I mean when we study PMBOK, we have started the entire flow, right? So we have the input, ITTO, input technology tools and output. So if we want to do quality control, quality assurance, if we have the same input, we have the same tools, we should have the same outputs every single time. But with Gen AI, if we have the same input, now then we have the ChatGPT, for example, then we cannot have the same output. So it's really like our stakeholders change every single day, and the mood will be changing. So that's why I always see as a Gen AI as a stakeholder, not a tool. So if you, I will follow this logic in the following answers. So when AI takes on the role of a stakeholders, the project leader's toolkit must expand beyond technique expertise into realism of the power skills. The human capacity to build trust, influence, and collaborations. So AI reshaped the leadership by demanding not only digital fluency, but also advanced emotional intelligence, negotiations, and adaptability. A project leader must learn how to measure up, as I say, I call it measure up to AI, the same way they would power up with a powerful sponsor. So we have the questioning, interpreting, and aligning AI output with strategic goals. So core competence nowadays is like we have to include AI literacy, critical reasoning, and stakeholder engagements at the machine human interface. Ensure that AI analytic power strengths rather than override it. So that's what will show the human values. So that's my take.
Thanks, Tao. Good take. This thing. Okay, let me know what Kapil want to say about
Yeah.
this.
Thank you, Prasin, for handing over to me. This is an excellent question, and this gets to the heart of how leadership itself is being redefined, the age of intelligent tools and data-driven decision making. AI isn't just giving project leaders the new tools. It's transforming what it means to be competent in the leadership. The traditional competencies like planning, communication, risk management, they are evolving to include the digital fluency, the data interpretation, the ethical oversights. Let me talk about the top two or three competencies. They have evolved from the traditional competency into an AI enhanced competency and have given rise to some new competencies. I'll talk about the innovation and the strategic vision. Now it has been renamed as AI-enabled experimentation and visioning. Yeah, so that's what we call it, and it's self-explanatory here that everything is AI-enabled in terms of experimentation and visioning. The new competencies associated with innovation are like visioning with the technology, which is like anticipating future AI capabilities. Another one is like fostering the creative experimentation with the AI tools. Yeah. And the third one that I remember now is the translating the AI potential into a tangible business outcomes. So the new business models, the new products that we are seeing now, as simple as the AI-enabled smartphones and AI-enabled computers, having an X number of new features that are coming to us daily. Second focus, I want to put it on the strategic decision making. Traditionally, it was called strategic. Now it has been kind of more into a data driven and more futuristic. Yeah, not based on somebody's experience or hindsights. It includes the data literacy, which it talks about understanding how AI models generate the insights. It talks about the critical evaluation skills, that is questioning the data sources and the algorithmic biases, uh, and something like scenario planning, which uses AI forecasts to test the what if outcomes. I would now focus on traditionally called operational management, kind of giving rise to a AI enhanced competency called a augmented execution. And it would consist of the new competencies like AI tool orchestration, knowing which platforms to deploy and when. It would also include a continuous adaptation, which is kind of integrating automation without losing human sight, and a digital workflow design, which blends human and machine tasking efficiently. Yeah, that's my take, Prasin.
Thanks, Kapil, for your views. Okay, then let me know the view from thoughts from Chetan.
Thanks, Prasin. First of all, a big thanks to PMI South Asia Champions Program for inviting me to be a panelist today and sharing my thoughts with all the audience here. The question is how AI is changing competencies of modern project leaders. So we heard from Tao and Kapil. I would add a new aspect here, a new competence, and that is on sharp, laser-pointed governance. And I'd explain why I said governance is one of the critical competence that our leaders of today have to imbibe. See, we are talking about AI, artificial intelligence. So, as the name suggests, this intelligence has been artificially built. Built by whom? Built by us humans. So, we are talking about I mean, uh, AI is nothing but a set of programs, right? We have created these programs to help ourselves. so that we can focus on more creative and strategic functions and let AI do some of these routine calculative backend functions. Now, uh, think of it, as AI is evolving, we as humans are also evolving. So, I recently got to hear from one of the experts, you know, many years ago it was humans who were managing humans, and then they invented machines, so then humans started managing machines. Machines became intelligent and they started managing themselves. But now we are coming to a scenario in this era when machines have started managing humans. This is definitely not a good scenario. All right. So I'm sure many of you would relate to the Terminator series and Genesis. What was Genesis there? Genesis was an end-to-end application software which could, tag power to gas to whatever and whatever else. It was an AI, right? So, what does this call for? This calls for today's leaders to be engaged not only in strategic design thinking but focus on laser sharp governance to constantly identify and plan what do they want this AI to do for them, right? We just cannot have AI take over from us. We just cannot have us humans constantly be monitored by AI, but rather we define what we want AI to do for us. Many organizations employ a 30-70 rule, right? 30% human task and 70% routine backend that AI can do. But that's where good governance, constant governance comes in, and that's where today's leaders have to elevate themselves so that they constantly review and then manage AI rather than AI managing us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chetan. Let me know what the view from Anis. Anis,
Right. I hope I'm audible.
yes.
Okay, Press. Thank you. I think when it comes to competency, the most important thing which I believe is that machines are learning and we humans have to embrace the power of learning which we could typically put forward to compete with the machines, because the competition is with respect to the technology changing by a minute, the amount of disruption which is happening in the artificial intelligence era, and it's impossible for anybody to cope up with the speed with which the changes are occurring unless and until one hooks onto it and learns faster. Obviously, it's not a competition with the machine in terms of who learns faster, because machine will always win in that side. But it's more important to work along with machine, embrace it, and then figure out how do we work together so that the learning is mutual. It is primarily helping each other, and at the end, we are delivering something which is much better, faster, and cost effective to our customers and to the consumers at large and to the community at large, because AI is primarily helping in all of these dimensions, whether you take sustainability, whether you take project governance, whether we take social well-being of an employee for a individual, or whether we talk about enterprises on how enterprises are benefiting out of somebody embracing the artificial intelligence specific technologies in this modern world. And coming back to the project managers or the project leadership, I think it is more about project leadership, which I'll put it forward. Project leaders primarily can make a significant difference to the way the uh, products could be delivered with a better accuracy, with a best quality, with respect to beating around the clock in terms of how do we deliver faster. And it is cost effective in the sense that there are a lot of mundane things which primarily we have been doing all this while, We first actually took the manual stuff, automated it, and now we are using the artificial intelligence to generate insights out of that. And I think that's a great combination for something to have a very successful recipe in a project which is delivered much faster, better, and cost effective. So in my view, I think the only method by which typically we can progress and progress well is to embrace it, learn along with the machine, and then work together to battle the next challenges which we have in front of us. Thank you.
Thanks, Anis. Great to have different views from different of the panelists. It was a good discussion. Let's go with the next questions. Okay. In traditional PM framework, leadership is about empathy, decision making, and communication. How do these evolve in an AI-driven environment? Okay, please let me know the day's take on the Tau. Tau, you can.
Yes, okay. Oh, this is a very good question, and I just want to say this. Um, we are still doing empathy and decision making. We are doing the same, but in the AI-driven world, empathy, decision making, and the communications are low, just more involved. I mean, they are become intelligence. Everything involved into the ability to understand both human emotions and the team's reactions to AI decisions. So decision making become a shared exercise of authority where leaders must balance AI data-driven certainty with human nuance. Communication transform into translations and storytelling, helping stakeholders to grasp at how AI logic to connect to the human goals. So power skill is more important. So particular influence in emotion intelligence and active listening become critical for guiding the team through the uncertainty and ensure the AI recommendations are more like contextual and not just compute. So what I'm going to say that just conclude this is we have to understand that we have to use empathy not just to human, but also to the machine, to the AI. Now we have to understand, okay, today is he going to work fine? Is this AI going to fine? So I always tell all the enterprise or the company I consult with. So if you have any Gen AI within your processes, any process you have the Gen AI, then you have to check the AI every single day. Because every single day it will not probably going to affect by something, will probably going to change, will probably going to make the entire process a mess. So you have to check it every single day to understand, okay, is this AI working for me? And you have the line up of the substitute. So for example, if the ChatGPT is not working today, it's not performing well today, I mean, you have to use the cloud or use the Gemini to be the sub. So understand. So you don't sometimes you cannot just walk around the prompt. You have to understand each of your AI capability or the way they're working. So we have to respect their way of working, and we have to use empathy to every single AI. So that's what my take.
Yeah, thank you, Tau. Okay, let me know the view from Chetan on this.
Yeah, I think uh, great feedback from Tao on how you know the leaders of today have to elevate their empathy skills in the modern AI era. Yeah, I think he said it very well. I'll just add something to it. So, empathy is something that distinguishes a great leader from a good leader. So, being an empathetic leader, one should be aware of how someone's feelings is impacting their perceptions and emotions, right? So, you have to be in other person's shoes and then to engage with them. So empathetic leaders, they follow 2 ears and one mouth approach. So it's about listening skills, and if you're not a good listener, you're not a good leader as well. Now in the AI era, you know everybody hears that AI is going to take away jobs. How true that is, we don't know, right? In some situations, it really may be the case, but what is a fact is that it's a VUCA word out there, right? It's volatile, it's uncertain, there's a lot of ambiguity. We hear the news of job cuts in and around us every day in, day out. And it is, the news that spread is it's AI which is replacing humans. And that's where empathy comes in. That's where you, as a leader, need to sit, counsel, and guide your resources. It's paramount that you sit with people and then make them understand what is it that you, as the leader of that organization, is planning for AI to do in your organization, and this is what the impact would be. Now, AI is not always bad. AI is mainly good. So what are the good benefits? Sit with the resources, counsel your resources, right? So if the leaders do not elevate their empathetic communication and decision making skills, they are definitely bound to fail. They are going to fail as a leader, as the leader of the people. So time has come for the leaders to think, decide, and act as an epitome of these skills. So yes, communication is connected to empathy, and both of them are the guiding factors for decision making. And in the modern AI era, a leader has to work on these skills to be, as I said earlier, an epitome of them. That's my take here. Thank you.
Thanks, Chetan. As you mentioned, it's communication connected to empathy, and it's a part of decision making. That you're correct. Thanks, Tao. Also, okay. Let me next question. Let me ask this, Anis. Okay, what new leadership qualities or mindsets will define successful project leaders in this decade? What's your view on that, Anis?
I think that's a great question, Prasin. So we as leaders have to have patience. Actually, the most important thing is we need to have patience, because um, in the race to adopt or adapt to the AI environment, my worry is that if it is not done right, it may lead to more disasters, or it primarily may lead to negative consequence. I mean, rather the consequences would not be really positive for the organizations when it is not understood well. I mean, I'll just give an example. So, for example, let's say that the leader in an organization at the top says that we need to embrace AI across the company, and then it becomes a pass down from the top down, saying that okay, let everybody start doing it, and please identify in your teams actually who would you replace with AI. I mean, it's typically coming back to how AI can take away jobs if it is not understood well. I mean, I'm just giving hypothetical example, and if people start acting on that without even understanding what is the primary use of AI in terms of helping the organization to grow, then I think it would do more damage than doing anything great. So, a better way to do, my view, is upskill the workforce, identify champions who already know how do we go forward. I mean, let us say if we talk about engineering, then how do we use vibe coding? How do we use cursor AI and various such tools for being more efficient, so that we can deliver things faster, take more work, and solve more complex problems which are out there in the world. And there are so many problems to solve. So take the next challenge on. Same way, people who are primarily in human resource function or finance function or legal function and all should start thinking how can AI help in terms of enabling them for making better and faster decisions. Again, let the team undergo those kind of upskilling so that they understand how to use this, how to use it better, encourage them, motivate them, inspire them, instead of identifying people who can't really do it and then replace that with AI, because that is not the solution which anybody can figure it out. So we have had so many waves which came in And I don't think that any disruption happen. Humans still exist, and human and AI collaboration is something which is the key, as I told previously. So the most important thing is this wave of AI, which is there right now, which is a buzz across. It will also pass on, and something new will come in. And the only way I think the organization at a leadership position should start looking into it is how do we upskill the workforce? How do we utilize this to create more champions in the organization for improving the organization's outlook, outcomes, as well as making a significant difference to the community. And I think at PMI, one of the most important thing which I realize is that the volunteers out there, everybody is attempting their best to encourage more fellow professionals within their own organization and outside in the community. In fact, PMI had been kind enough to give access to lots of courses which are there on pmi.org, and I think one whose member primarily also has a larger access to that. But there were a lot of free courses which created a huge amount of disruption in the industry in terms of upskilling the entire workforce, and that's where primarily it delivered a greater advantage in terms of how does it connect back to the larger community, and together I think then we can make a significant difference out there in the open market. Thank you. That's my point of view.
Okay, thanks, Anis. Yeah, again, Chetan, let me know what's your mindset about this.
Yeah. So what I would say is I can think of three specific mindsets or strategies that the leaders of today should work upon. The first one is design thinking. The second one is uh, what we call as business agility, and the third one is transformational leadership. Let me talk about each one of them briefly. The first one is design thinking. The leaders should be very clear and have a very continuous understanding of the target market in which they have to operate, their customers, and the problems that their customers are facing, and then what work has to be done to solve these problems. Be in the shoes of the customers, understand their problems, design the right solutions. Now, once again, coming back to empathy, leaders should use that empathy maps to identify themselves with customers, develop deep and shared understanding and empathies for the customer. So, design thinking means think like the customer, behave like the customer, see what the customer sees, hear what the customer hears, and then design your overall strategies. Now that strategy could be, as we discussed earlier, getting part of that repetitive jobs done through AI and then focusing on the niche skills in your own team. So yes, design thinking. Then comes business agility, once again associated with design thinking, but yes, it focuses that not just the development team, but that entire organization is engaged in continually and proactively delivering business solutions. So once again, we are saying that when it comes to AI, the leaders of today should be able to identify what part of their organization should then be using AI, right? And what part of AI? 30/70 rule, as I said earlier, applies, but yes, that's something that the leaders of today have to continuously evaluate. The third part is transformational leadership. Now, it's not a new concept. Transformational leadership has been there, but just like empathy and decision making and communication, the leaders of today have to elevate themselves, right? They should focus on empowering others and inspiring change. So while AI is doing the work for them in the background, they should focus on, being the change agent within their organization, instilling a sense of ownership and participation, being the torch bearers to bring about the change. Now, this transformation could be anything. This transformation could be adoption of AI. This transformation could be moving from waterfall to agile, or from an ad hoc agile to scaled agile. Whatever transformation it is, be the change agent. That's the bottom line. And to do this, the leaders of today have to have some of these traits: vision, charisma, a very important characteristic of how a leader should be, courage, feedback loops, business agility, and yes, we've spoken about empathy a lot. So that's my take on it. uh, Business agility, design thinking, and transformational leadership. These are the skills, these are the competencies that the leaders of today should focus on, not only for themselves but for their entire team. Thank you.
Thanks, Chetan. Thank you for the as as Anis told that yeah, project leaders need to bring the team to upskill themselves so that then this year we need to have that one to upskill in the new technologies and new things. Okay, thanks Chetan and Anis. Let me go to the next one. How can let's go to, the question is to Kapil. Okay, Kapil, how can project leaders balance data driven decisions from AI with human intuition and judgment?
Right, proceed. Let me take this up. We have been hearing Chetan and Anis mostly speaking on the human part of it, empathy and all, and wonderful. I think this question is more on the what AI contributes. Let me take up this. I think when we say data driven, uh, I think soon you will see AI driven everywhere, So that is what I see in this statement that when you talk about data driven decisions from AI, probably we will start calling it AI driven decisions in few years from now. Okay, let me rewind as to how far we have reached from my memory. And in the last decade, which I remember during my career, we were talking about big data, and data is the new oil. And a lot of revolution around the data was being seen in terms of everything getting smarter. Our we changed from forecasting to basically prescriptive reporting or near real time reporting. All those changes I think are uh, have now come and taking a next logical step in terms of the predictive analytics that has taken the shape now. So analytics is at the heart of AI or all the decisions that we are making. We have reached a very good amount of milestones in the analytics part of it. We take decisions in real time. We are able to predict the future to a very great extent. Having said that, the current generation of AI, is basically again adding to what we have achieved. It provides the contextual intelligence to this data and the relevant facts that we have been discussing all this time. To the humans, it provides the meaning and the wisdom, yeah, which is what uh, helps us see the future. The project leaders would need to combine this evidence-based reasoning with what Chetan and Anis was saying with empathy, intuition, ethics, and all. And that would be a very good combination. We need to balance this AI's data-driven insights with the human intuition and judgment. And it's about blending the strengths of both right together, the AI's precision along with the human empathy, the context, and the ethics that we have discussed. Uh, let's use AI as a partner and not as a manager or a boss. Use AI to support us in our decisions and not replace us. So humans are always best at decision making, and they will be. So let's use AI as a partner and seek explainability. Okay, so basically understand why AI recommends something, before acting on it. Right, that's the human part of it. Uh, uh, and then blend the data with the context. AI is doing part of it, but we still need to see whether AI is correct or not. So we need to see the context because ultimately the AI models and the trainings are still in progress, and it may go wrong anyway, right? So we need to basically validate the blending of the data and the context with our experiences and our human intuitions and all, right? So we are not yet perfect. We are not yet there, and hence this is a very important aspect that we as project managers should also take into the consideration. Another point would be like having used AI for the getting the diverse perspectives to the matter in hand, right? Review all the AI driven insights with all the technical, business, ethical viewpoints. So it actually enriches our database, wisdom, knowledge to take a better decision, a more accurate decision, I would say, right? So it is an enabler. Till now, we were saying IT is an enabler, but slowly the things are like AI is becoming an enabler for us, right? So that is the transformation that we are seeing and will see. The Another point that I want to add here is about the defining the decision boundaries. Let AI handle the analytics, and let us keep the strategic and ethical calls with the human. So it's always going to be hybrid. That's what I see. It's never going to be 100% AI, and that's where I think those boundaries, decision boundaries, if we are able to work as a hybrid agents, together, will be a win-win situation. And at the same time, we should promote the AI literacy. We should educate our teams on how AI works, what are its limitations, what are its biases, and finally, we should monitor and adapt. We should track the outcomes, we should learn from the results, and we should refine our models continuously. So this is how I think the data-driven decisions from AI, along with the human intuition and judgment, can work together. Over to you, Anis.
Thanks, Kapil. Yeah, I think Anis will be having different view on this thing. Anis, let me know what's your take on this.
Prasin, just for my benefit, I think I just had an internet disconnect in between. Would you mind asking the question one more time, Prasin?
Okay, sure. How can project leaders balance data-driven decisions from AI with human intuition and judgment?
Thank you. Okay, I'll just give an example from my practical experience.
Sure.
We have automated a lot of manual reports into Power BI. Power BI is actually a tool, or Tableau is a tool where primarily you have a lot of these automated reports which are primarily used, and you can use filters and everything, and management can have a single point of view, which can deliver a great advantage when somebody want to have everything available at a click of a button. So it's a great thing. So there is a lot of data, and everything is actually now packaged into a tool, a cloud-based system, and it is primarily augmenting a lot of knowledge which a human would possess into data form. But the question still remains on what are the insights which you generate out of this particular data. So you will have graphs. Let us say, take an example that if you want to draw a trend, I'll just take an example of, let us say there is a score of a CMMI practices implemented on a project, and I convert that to a very objective score. I call that as a delivery excellence score, and I just look at the trend over month on month on how the score is improving. And imagine I have a goal that the project should maintain greater than or equal to 95% at any point in time, and then how the trend is hovering around. So that's a great data when I look into a trend, and somebody can say yes, it is going up or it is going down. Now the next question is, when you double click and then figure out what could be an insight which could be generated out of it, I think that doesn't exist. So again, the human brain is required. Human is required to understand or explain to anybody in the leadership who's asking this question on what has been done that I just see a significant progress that things are going up, or what has gone wrong that I see that suddenly the progress has dropped. Both the scenarios. And again, what I do is I just download the entire thing in an Excel, and I generate a pivot, and then I create something out of it. And then I just go into and do an RC and then figure out, okay, fine, this something has gone wrong because which this has dropped. Or at the same time, these are the few things which we have done extremely well and because of which it has gone up. So in essence, what is happening is we are utilizing the technology to automate stuff and to do a better decision management. Again, utilize the same method, and then I'm just trying to package it in a way which primarily can satisfy somebody's ask. But at the end of the day, I'm actually not using it in the right way. And the right method to use that primarily, if somebody learns, let us say Copilot in Microsoft, which we use very often over here in my organization, I have just utilized this entire thing and I just said, tells Copilot, first I had actually undergone a training to understand how to write a right prompt. A prompt is not one line or two line. A prompt is almost like one has to learn English literature better actually to write a better prompt. So in my view, everything falls apart. My entire project management knowledge, my PMP certification, everything goes side, and it just actually requires me to be a very better communicator in terms of English literature. So I learned that how to draft a prompt, and that prompt was running into 4 paragraphs. And only when I was able to give that right prompt to the Copilot is when I was able to get a very optimum, insightful output, which I was able to share with my management, and they were really appreciative about it. So, in nutshell, I think it's more about how do we utilize the technology to our advantage and not just use it because it's lying out there without understanding. And then somebody is asking, saying that, have you used AI to generate the insights? Rather, the question has to be, how are you using AI to generate insights, and is it really helping you to do your job much better, faster, and efficient?
Thanks, Anis. Thanks for your words. Okay, next, let me ask Tao another one. It's our current leadership training and certification keeping up with the shift towards AI-centric project ecosystems?
Okay,
What do
so this is very good questions, and uh, so you have to think about this. We are teaching. Our leadership training are focused on human, right? So we always like exercise or table games or games with humans, human with humans. But we have really see that there is a training program that's we help the connection between the human and the AI. Well, I'm not sure in India, but in Taiwan we do. I do teach the way like I will ask the hey or ask the students to ask AI what is its horoscope, what is its emotion, what is the favorite movie start, and those are the basic questions. What I want our students to get out of the AI. So this is the thing we think we need to focus on. So we have to use the power of skills apply when AI becomes a part of the team. Traditional certification, we still teach the communication and stakeholder engage as human to humans, overlooking the human not as an AI as non-human yet high impact stakeholders. So to keep up, leadership training must involve inclusive AI awareness, and so that's first things, and also ethical governance and also digital influence. So these are the skills. I mean, these are the or the training we have to provide to the students, help leaders to learn how to question algorithms, communicate complex insights clearly, and maintain teams' trust in automations. So future-ready leaders will blend emotional intelligence with technological literacy, turning emphasis into strategical asset in AI-centric ecosystems. So that's my take.
Thank you. Okay, what's the view on this thing, Kapil?
Right, Prasid. I would like to add on what Tao just mentioned. And uh, another dimension to this leadership training and certifications is the evolving nature of the hard skills and the soft skills that we used to talk about in the past. Those are the critical ones. I would say not anymore. We need something better. And PMI has rightly worded it as power skills, and that is one of the dimensions of key competencies that we need to develop. Let me just briefly highlight what power skills mean and goes beyond hard skill and software. Uh, in the hybrid agent and the agentic world that we are currently in, where AI is replacing much of the human efforts, I think the focus now with the power skills shifts towards the innovation, the product, the business, the overall success, right? Um, of the of the entire ecosystem, I would say. So it means about thinking as a project leader or as an employee in the organization. I think we need to think in terms of the strategic capabilities, how we can develop so that we can work together with the pace that AI is working with us, right? So we need to match that speed of AI. No more any we depend on historical data. We work with the real time data. We work with the futuristic viewpoints and the context that AI is providing to us. So it is about the predictive views that we should have about the business and the environment around us. Then it is about the leading the change and the complexity that we discussed about it. The environment is different. It is no more people oriented or people only kind of environment where people manage succeed or the technical people managers succeed, right? It is more about how as a hybrid team we succeed, right? So having that kind of a capability to be developed, less of people dependent and less of people management here. It is more about leading the overall change and the complexity, a new type of complexity that we are looking and seeing around. It will also then hint towards the stakeholder alignments. So accordingly, the stakeholder alignments are changing. The stakeholders are asking everything to be AI enabled and so on. So all the products need to be AI enabled. The expectations is far more different of the stakeholders. They don't want to wait. They want all the latest features to be there in the products, innovations to be there as fast as possible. So as leaders, we need to talk to stakeholders and engage them and manage them. These are part of the power skills, and data and intelligence, everything else is available to us. What we need to do is use that intelligence and talk to stakeholders and work with them. And this is the way the complex environment that we are in currently, we can navigate through this complex environments if we develop these power skills and the integration, the transformation, having a very broad perspective of the futuristic view of the innovations and the products that we can think about. These are the new skills for um, organizations and the leaders, including the project leaders, right? So it is one and all here, because I think in this era we only are now all the skills are getting replaced with two kind of AI-based skills, which are kind of AI generalist and AI specialist. So if you talk about a higher level, it is AI specialist. So basically, they provide the direction to the AI initiatives. And when we talk about AI generalists, these generalists are actually one-man army where they deal with AI and they guide the AI. They to take the right decisions, right? And that's where we are working as a collaborative team and a hybrid team. So I think those kind of a very core technical skills are not required anymore when we talk about AI and agents and so on. And it's more of a generalistic view that our leaders and the teams need to build. Yeah, and we don't need to do any rocket science kind of innovations because AI is enabling us to do all those things. We need to take the guidance view and direct the this thing. We need to be future oriented, and I think pretty much we it summarizes that we along with the development that we are seeing, we need to move into a power skills zone. Yeah, over to you, back.
Thanks, Kapil. Okay. As the great discussion is going on, I think audience also will be having a couple of other questions or their views on this thing. Please let me know if you have anything. You can raise your hands or you can drop your questions. Or if you want to talk something, please let me know in the meeting chat. I know as the time is running out, we have another 5 more minutes, 5 to 2. Yeah. Let me take one more question with the panels, and I think this question will goes to everyone in the panel. What ethical dilemmas might arise when leaders rely on AI for resource allocation and performance or performance tracking? Let me know, Chetan. Let me know your view on this.
Yeah, Prasen. See, I talk about bias and fairness. So if we know that AI systems would require large volume of data to make the calculations to do what they are supposed to do, right? Now, as they process this data, they inherit, or they can even add to it any kind of biases which are present in the current data. On the other hand, I mean, while they're picking up and reading and processing this data, they would often, in fact, most of the time, always, they would overlook any kind of, specific human related issues, any resource performance issues that need an empathy lens to be looked from. So, such kind of an issues would not be handled by the AI system. That's where we say that the AI algorithms are black boxes, because they would not actually have the human factor into process. And that's where, at one end, any biases already present in the system would be carried forward. And secondly, any resource allocation or resource performance issue which needs to be looked from a human angle would be overlooked. So this often causes resentment in the employees and leads to lack of employee trust. So we need to have a critical balance between technology and human factors that need to be maintained. So this is one of the big challenge that I think leaders of today face when they are doing resource allocation or when they are doing performance assessment based upon AI data. Another issue, potential issue could be on data privacy, where we know once again that AI systems would need access to large amount of data, some of which could be sensitive information, which we may not really want to be assessed by an automated system. We would really want, as an employee of an organization, I really would not want some of my personal information to be shared somewhere else to a third party who's doing a complete assessment of my performance. So once again, the ethical challenge lies in collecting, using, and protecting this data. uh, Extending this, I think a great example here is the application of AI algorithms in healthcare or financial systems. I think healthcare is a great example where resources or employees or patients' personal data is shared across. So that's what I would like to add on to this topic, Prasin. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chetan. Let me know a view from Anis on this one.
Yeah, I think we have to have uh, rules created or converted into policies in the organization, and that primarily could also have indicative list of tools or systems which are being used currently, as well as being planned to acquire to be used, in terms of upskilling the workforce, as well as primarily integrating that into the various workflows to do the engineering related work in an ethical way. We also need to identify at what step a decision would be made by human and what decisions would be made by AI. And wherever there are actually decisions, or rather actually the data-driven insights generated by the AIs are given, which would lead to a decision which is being made, there has to be an applicability of human eye on those things to primarily contextualize it in the decision-making process, so that the decision is not biased. Because one thing which we want to make sure is, um, and in today's environment, when regulations are extremely strict across different geographies, specifically when the EU GDPR brought in an EU AI Act in the European Union, and in India now, basically, we are actually framing those laws in terms of bringing in the AI or overlaying the AI on the India Data Privacy Act. And so are other countries doing, like in China or Japan. The changes are happening consistently in terms of the data privacy thing. It's extremely important for us to make sure that we balance the usage of this in a way that primarily doesn't affect the business. At the same time, the ethical use of this primarily could, generate more uh, powerful insights for the organization to help its customers and community at large. I have seen scenarios where we have insights and we do not really know whether I should typically use this or embed it into my documents, because if that happens and if anything goes wrong, would it really lead me into any legal issues? Okay. And I have seen now when I'm reviewing a lot of contracts from a data privacy lens, reviewing a contract from an information security or cyber security lens, AI is still helping me to give some key insights in terms of what exactly could be done better in terms of framing that particular contract language. What could be done if there are challenges in terms of closing a specific clause in a contract when I'm talking to the other party, and which is helping me to do a negotiation better. As long as my knowledge about the subject is extremely well, and AI is just overlaying and providing more insights to me to better able to do a negotiation with my uh, other party, so that I can actually close the contract much faster. So I think as long as we use it in the right way, and we have framed the rules and we have created policies out of it. I mean, policy is just an example. It could be any other method which we could do, and educate people. So we've conducted various sessions to let people know that if we do it in this way, it would benefit. If we don't do it this way, then there are challenges. And if you find any issues, then please get in touch with this particular set of folks in the organization who will better guide you, work along with you to make you successful. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Anis. Yeah, I think we are running out of time, so that we'll take one question from the audience, and the rest of things we'll drop them message back to the team. Okay, as Tav and Anis was telling me about the upskilling, the audience person will need to know that would like to know the steps to upskill oneself and what certification are available. Tav,
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
say something
So
about.
this is a wonderful question. I mean, in this era, I don't. To me, it's like I know PMI is working on this, and because I got interview with Sam, and but it's really got about how to it's interskill. So right now the AI is going. We in the past we try to go in from 0 to 1, right? So now we are going to know is how to get 1 to better. So it's very easy to get from 0 to 1 right now. And so for in this case, what we are going to do with AI is you have so many tools and you have so many skills. I mean, so you have to familiar with one or two AIs so you have to understand, and you understand their behavior, their characteristic. For example, the proprietary is going to do the research for you. For example, the ChatGPT is very flexible and very sometimes hallucinating. So you have to understand each AI. So you have to so I don't want you to pay, but in my 2 cents, you have to get at least pay at least one large language model and get familiar with this, become your friend and understand what is going on. So when you're in urgent or you have some case you are being assigned to, you need to go you need to know which AI or what AI going to use, what function you're going to use. So this is very important. So you have to because you pay one AI, right? So you can talk to AI every single day, every single moment if you have time. So understand what it's saying, what is going to evolving. And so this is much better than you got an AI certificate from everyone everywhere else. So this is much important. So you have to interact with AI, understand what is going on, and what is should use empathy, as I mentioned before, your power skill to the AI. So this is much important in this age, I think. And I hope this answers your questions.
Thanks, Tav, for the. And I know, and the time is running out, and we have 3 minutes past, and there was a delay in the starting the meeting also. So that, thank you, panelists, for sharing your forward-thinking insights. It's fascinating to hear how project management is expected to evolve with the next wave of trends and innovations. You all have different backgrounds and opinions, and we are privileged to hear from you today. Thank you much, audience, and enjoy the rest of the day. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
all. It
Thank
was a
you.
wonderful session.